Previously on Service Guy Does Full HVAC Install.
Compressor in it. Is that a 2-stage? We're gonna come straight over. We're gonna go that direction. So go out there and feed it to me. Woo, look at that. We actually pull it into the pocket. We're at 95 microns. 95.7. 95.7 FM, and we are valved off right here. That's right, Todd. We got the microns out the yin-yang, and we are 100% high and dry. This system is going to stop global warming because we got 95 microns. About ready for showtime here very soon. That's right. So we'll be back with you guys here in just a little bit.
This video is brought to you in part by TruTech Tools. Quality tools, essential support.
All right, guys, so it's Saturday morning, 7:51. It took a while to get some things packed up. That's why I hate driving my own vehicle to go do this stuff, because it never fails you forget something. Heading over there to hopefully wrap it up today, but I'm way overly optimistic a lot of times on my time frames. Got everything kind of laid out here. First thing I wanted to do was find out, do we have a stud right in there going across? And it looks like we're running 42% humidity, which we're dehumidifying like crazy with that 2-stage. 70 degrees, 69 degrees here, so it seems like it's holding temperature good. For some reason he's got it set at 68 because he's got money to burn now. Somewhere in there, so I think we're gonna shoot for the center. We're kind of just gonna give it all we got, bro. Okay, so since the stud finder wasn't worth a squat, went ahead and cut all the way left, went right. You're not gonna be able to see one way or the other when I'm done. So we've got it trimmed out. I wanted it a little smaller. Doesn't have to be perfect because that's that flex duct crap, you know. We don't use it a lot except for stuff like this. So we got us our tarp down, we pulled it out. Didn't make too bad of a mess in there. We've drilled 2 pilot holes. This is amateur as hell, but you know what? I'm an amateur. So I'm gonna cut on the inside lines, and down it comes all over the floor. That's gonna make a mess. That's how you do it.
A hole through my ceiling.
I know, ain't that pretty? Okay, so what we got is an ugly freaking troll up here in the attic. And so we've got, this is a walkway deal here, so we're gonna chop that off, and then we're gonna put a piece of sheet metal across the top. We're gonna take a 2x4 right here, from here to here, box it in. Over here, same thing, box it in, and then we're gonna pan it, and then we're gonna put the 14-inch off to one side, and then the two sixes and a 7 on the other. And we're gonna pile insulation on top of it, and that'll insulate it. Yes, I did not insulate it or anything like that. This ain't Florida. It's working a lot better than what he had. All right, so we got our 2x4s cut. They're not screwed in yet. I am gonna try to screw them in so we don't nail it and cause it to end up busting drywall up.
There you go. There's your hole.
So yeah, there's your 7. We're gonna run that sheet metal across here, and it's gonna be great, grand, and glorious. All right, so we got a silicone there, all the way along the corners, all the way at the top edge, all the way through here, and there. What we did is we cut this back, nailed that in, left a little overhang here so that most of the weight's on the original board. It held his big butt, so we're good there. And then this will get a bead of silicone when we put the sheet metal across the top here. All right, so this is what we use down in the crawl space. This makes it really easy, but you gotta watch, you don't have shavings going everywhere. Got everything cut in on this. We're a little shy, so we're gonna do 2 pieces, which we're gonna run silicone around the outside of this, all the way around it, and then we'll slide the flex on there. And like I said, this is all gonna get buried then with the insulation up there. All right, so we tried out the new super tool here by Hillmore. It's got a wider bend on it. I was going to try to make me a nice little S-lock style brake, but this crap that is thicker than all get out, so I couldn't bend it that well. So we've got it here. This is going to allow me to put my 6, 6, and my 7 right there. And then, like I said, we got silicone already on the outside. We'll put silicone on there, and then we'll dump the insulation on top of that when we're done. All right, so we put the grill up there because it has plastic on it because our 14-inch flex duct is missing. We'll just throw the other crap in there. This here's helped out a lot. Had another piece of sheet metal that I couldn't find, finally found that. So we'll have to do it another day. And when we get some 14-inch, this is a total disappointment because I know I thought I had looked for it and counted it, but I don't know, they just disappeared. All right, so we're back again. It's another Saturday. We have the flex duct this time, so we're ready to get started. Today's project, what we're hoping to do is finish this up. We got to put a return area here in the boys' room, so we're gonna put that above the door here. That way we can just duct it right over to that right there. And then we're gonna do one over here, somewhere in this area here, and then to duct that over. And then this room here that they don't even use, it's going to be the same thing. We're gonna do it somewhere up in here. We may do it over in that corner over there. All right, so here we go. We've got ourselves the fan here blowing the insulation that direction. We've got this dug out. We've already drilled a hole down from the top. I already measured over. I was gonna do it from the bottom. Just as simple to eyeball it from here. Now I know I can put the side of the boot right here. I'm going to keep myself an inch or two away from the wall. So we'll go from this point here. We're gonna measure out our 4x10. We got another one over there, but snow shovel came in really handy. And then when we get done, we'll rake it back. Generic and cheap and simple. We've got this better sealed up here with the duck butter, and that'll help seal it. And then, like I said, we're going to insulate the top of this with the actual insulation. Pull the flex all the way over. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get after I get into place, so I'm telling you about it now, just in case. Kind of screwed up. I wanted it actually on that side of it. Kind of wanted to hide it in that corner, but it ain't a big deal. We'll put it right there. Okay, we're working with a white ceiling, so you should use a bright red marker. That way, if you screw up, you'll never forget about it. I looked for a pencil, but you don't have any pencils. That's why.
I got a pen.
You got a pen, that's really gonna work good.
Got a big black Sharpie.
Hell yeah. All right, so I lost my 4x10, so I made another 4x10. I actually went 4 by 3/16, maybe an 1/8, something like that. Or this new one I heard, a heavy 1/8 or a light 1/8. So we're just gonna use that as our pattern.
Oh, I gotta flip this around.
What are you doing?
Flipping this around somehow.
Why?
Do I just keep turning this thing till it turns?
Right up against that 2x4. I really think this house was built by Tom and Jerry under the construction of the Three Stooges. Right up against that, so I can put my screw right through it, and that'll keep it holded there. And I'll be able to bend the edge corner of the boot a little bit, and on the other side, and that'll keep it from falling down. All right, so we're getting ready to bend that thing into place. I went ahead and just grabbed my tongs. You can also use your flat-handed benders. We're gonna bend that into a 90. That's going to stop on the top side of the drywall. It'll also give you something to go onto when you are screwing up into it. The other side, I will not do that, neither will I on these sides. So they didn't do a very good job keeping the rivet spots there straight. See, just like I said on the other one. So that one there got to do a little snip-a-roni there. I did get a new tray. You see that Malco tray? So, of course, it got broke, but TruTech took care of me on that. It got a little cracker in it, but I'll be all right for all the more I use it. It makes it easier when you're in a crawl space or something like that. Not that I do this crap that often. We're just going to do a little snip here. And I'm sure there's a sneaky, tricky way to doing this. But there we go. A little relief cut there because somebody was disgruntled that day. Boom. There we go. Now I have a nice piece there that's kind of bent right. So we're going to put that on there. Now I did see a big discussion about putting your duct tie on first, last, put some duct tape on it, Pookie juice, whatever. One place I worked at was so cheap they didn't want to buy duct ties. We used to have to tape it. It's like, because that place sold on volume and doing things cheap, and now it's just a given. Everybody buys the duct ties. I may have to actually crimp this thing. I went with uncrimped because I like how tight it is. Yeah, good, we're good here. So, and then the poor manufacturing of this. I think this is made by Southwick or some shit. I think it's made over in Indiana, would probably explain it. So we'll throw a duct tie on that, and I'll put a screw behind it, and then duct tie it again. People are saying that if you squeeze it, that causes it to remove the insulation value. I'm gonna bury the attic insulation anyhow, so I'm not horribly worried about it.
Help, he abuses me. He doesn't know where the duct ties are, and if I misplaced them, he's gonna beat me. Everybody save me, please. This is a cry for help.
Hey, you found them.
I get to live another day.
Can you see my LED bouncing on the screen at the top? Yeah, check. See it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now you guys can hear me a little bit better. Yeah, we want supreme audio quality, you know. I hate getting that echoey stuff. So you've already seen me do this down in the crawl space, and this video is probably 6 hours too long as it is. Like I said before, I like the self-tensioning where you cut it yourself. These are Malco's. Malco's some of my favorite tools. Midwest for the snips I think are some of the best. I had some Klein that I know wasn't made by them. I highly doubt it was. So, and then we'll pull this down over the boot as much as possible to get as much insulation value as we can around it. Kind of in a hurry to get this done before it gets too much hotter. Good enough. Can't see it from my house. So that's the way you should always be about things. Does it affect me after I leave? The answer is no. So yeah. Kidding. Man, you're getting your big nasty drywall fingers on stuff. I only need one. I don't need like a whole hand of them. We'll leave them on the floor for Luke to play with for later.
Definitely.
All right, so we can feel that other one is somewhere right about here, I think. It won't slide off. It ain't going nowhere. You could put it on both sides. He rips this loose in the attic. It's his own fault, and he can deal with it. Let's get this back. Let's get this bad boy up here in the ceiling there and get that other one there.
Really?
Yep.
That'd be nice.
Oh, you can look at me through the hole. Whoa! Fucking cheap ass ladder.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can tell.
I got you now.
Ooh, that's a little bit bigger than it needed to be. Man, I can feel the cold air coming through the duct. So we'll throw a screw into that. Got that over there. That's fantastic right there, buddy. That's money. Yep, that's money. So I ran 2 screws here on the side right into that 2x4. That bit edge turns out great. The metal is just below or just above the drywall. So we got a register. We're making it so that it fits that way, not this way, because you don't want to see it. So we're going to hide it that way. And we got nice zip screw style white heads that comes with it. We're going to right into that 2x4. The other one we're going to try to get into this right here. So what I'm going to do is line up my open ends there. Yes, it's probably not the perfect size, but you know what?
You just love cutting corners, huh?
I love cutting corners. And of course, it's bit whopper jawed. And then if you're a real perfectionist, you'll get your white model paint out and you put a little white model paint on it. So one of the electricians where I used to work at that's passed away now taught me that little trick for wall outlets. And you know, that's kind of extra mile that you can go on stuff. Now this one here is probably barely going to hit that sheet metal. Yeah, it missed it. I can't even, did I even hit it? I don't even know if I hit it. I have no idea. Those in the install world are like, duh, no kidding, dude.
You aren't gonna get that to go in there. It's too, yeah, there's no way.
Well, the problem I got right now is the damn thing is so long, it's whopper jawed. I need a shorter screw.
One more shot. Come on, one more shot. One more shot. See if you can do it.
Well, look at it. It's already wobbling.
Oh, that was your one shot.
No, I got another one here.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to balance this and hold it. And I mean, I got way too long a screw here. So we'll just put a pilot hole in there with a little screw. There we go. Now we can do it if I have all my screws back. Okay, so I couldn't find the screw, okay? So what you need to do if you're doing this stuff, you just need a wireless microphone right there. And what I did is I went to go grab my mic to reposition it, and then I felt that scratchy, familiar thing, and there it is. So anyhow, I got one side done. I went ahead and did it, and then boom, raised the other up. I'm okay with not being the greatest installer. Everybody's got their weaknesses and their strengths. Yeah, we're off about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch, son of a gun, but I don't think anybody will ever notice. I can't see it from my house. So yeah, we good, dog. We good. We're gonna do that again now to the rest of them. You've seen it once, you know how it all goes. Y'all know how to do this crap. Just the ones that don't do it anymore, or the ones that never did do it. You're the only ones that are probably interested in this. Okay, so we got this one cut. I'm hoping we're good because I went ahead and used my knife and just did a hole through it. And this all backfilled really nice. And it's all buried down in there. And that'll pack down as much as you don't really want it to. Okay, we've got the flex pulled down, blocked it off. So it's nice and tight up there. Nothing's gonna leak around that. Basically worked our way back to this hole. That fan's kicking butt. But we've got the flex duct pulled all the way over here. I've already ran all of the duct insulation back, and it's ready to be hooked up. It's all ready to be hooked up. So what I'm gonna do right before I go up there, I'm gonna grab all my duct ties. We're gonna grab all the duct ties and the caulking, and then I'm gonna caulk the top lip, put that down, run some 1/2 inch screws into it, duct tie it sucker, backfill it, get the heck out of there, and we're done.
The warm up there?
No, it feels great. I mean, it's like 1 o'clock and it's like 90 out, no big deal.
Is this your plate, babe?
Should go this way a little bit. Ooh, that sheet metal's kind of hot.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like burned up inside my arm. Feel bad yet?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Sorry, Pops.
Yeah, I bet. Popped my head off. Freaking hot. Hotter than shit up here. Took Friday off so I could come over here and work on a Saturday. Do it because I love you. Want you to have a better life than I had.
Oh yeah, your life's so bad.
It was. I was white trash just like you are now. So, you know, I worked my way up. All right. So, we got it pulled over to here. Got this one pulled over to here. I had an extra piece of, I actually cut the extra insulation off to make sure I had plenty around that 14. And then that one there will pull around it. Got this one here, and then I'll prep up insulation underneath the ducts so that it's a slope. Like I said, I ran a 90 here on the big one. The little ones I can prep it up a little bit. We ran white caulking all the way around the bottom, and we're getting ready to put the 7 on and then tie in this 14, and then I'm done up here. It's a little hot, not bad. Probably 120, something like that. Probably not bad. I don't know. I don't know. Disneyland is really nice up here. We're good. Not delirious. Nope. All right, we're back. It's time to cut in the return air. This is a 14-inch collar. So what I did is I grabbed my Malco compass, because doing it the other way didn't work for crap. What I did is I measured this thing, averaged it about 14 1/4. So I went with about 7 1/8, or somewhere in that ballpark. Now it should line right up. So let's take a peek here and see what we got. Look at that, looks pretty doggone close. Close enough for me. So we're gonna go ahead and get that thing cut out with the old Milwaukee. And I don't know if we can use a Milwaukee. We'll just have to cut it out with probably the old-fashioned cutters. Got the old fan here to help blow a little extra cold on me, because I left Dad up there in the 130-degree attic. He loves me so much. We're gonna try to get some shavings into the carpet for the kid, probably with for later. All right, let's take this outside. Cut. Look at that, Mr. Installer. You ain't the only one that can cut on the line. I can color in the lines too. That's like a glove. Look at that. Oh! All right, so we've got this ready to go. Got this ready to go. We got it all gooped around there. Just extra precaution, not a big deal. And we added a little bit of backing here, so we have something to screw into. I was a little bit off here. This moved from below. It's a 1/2 inch, but I mean 14 is a little more than the tonnage we need, but we'll be all right. Sealed the inside a little bit. Got this piece here. Everything's backfilled. I don't feel nothing hot on this silver at all. And I packed it in between here before I backed my way out of the hole up there. So we're getting ready to screw the grill on, otherwise we wouldn't have hit anything. This one's my least concern. This one here is the one that's kind of be a little restrictive, but if it acts up, I got 2 screws and I can yank that back out. Looks like crap, but you know, you ain't gonna see that here in a little bit. And if you wanted to, technically you could paint this black, but I'm not gonna do that. Once again, can't see it from my house. Okay, the OCD in me got bothering me. So we put a piece of sheet metal there, and then we screwed it from here. The edge of the grill will cover that, and that'll give me free flow up to there. Still kept these here because it's not a big deal. Most of it's 98% open to it, but that's generic, but it'll work, and I just use the short screw there. So what we're doing on the plenum here is I'm gonna have to put this on the outside edge of the filter and bend this up, screw down into it, because originally I had a lot more to work with on this furnace. You can see we had a lot of extra here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down on the side, then run the tape across there. We're gonna screw down from the top here on this, and then on the back side I have to bend it forward. It's not what I wanted to do. If I had some L-shaped S-lock, I forget what it's called, I could have screwed it down and then just dropped it into place, but we're modifying on the fly. 16 inches wide. I don't have one that's gonna fit that. I may have to do my hands. I do. I got a brand new one. Just got this brand new Milwaukee or Alco 6-inch big old honkin' donkin' thing here. We're gonna do that. That thing's huge. Gotta bend. Gotta go over a little bit. And there we go. So there we go. To put it quite simply, this is going to allow me, if I wanted to get really crazy, I could run screws down into the filter. This is going to go to the front. I needed a way to hold it in place so that it wouldn't, you know, fall all the way down. But when it's the exact same size as the filter rack, which we weren't going to use originally, that's got the issue. So we got everything tucked in down below there. It's all insulated, great, grand, and glorious. We're good to go. Use the grinder to cut at Pittsburgh there. I need to wipe this off. I'd really like to have some light. Somebody took my light. There we go, my light's here. All right, so now that you can see what we got going on, we've got it across there. I'll take my pipe cleaner. I'll wipe that right off. All right, so we've got that all attached. Don't have the tape here for the sides. Not a big deal. That thing is so tight. And we got our band up on top, and everything's good to go there. I left it about an extra foot, so if we need to pull some up or whatever, we're good to go there. It's nice and tight along the ceiling. Nobody will ever see those two cuts that I made left and right to make sure I wasn't hitting a ceiling joist. We just shut everything off in the house as far as noise creation, and it's not noisy at all. I mean, it sounds like the typical noise. Coming over to, this is the room with the 7-inch. I mean, there's a little bit of pull, so they could use a little bit more return air possibly, but you can see under the door we got plenty of room there, and I don't hear no whistling. We closed all the doors on all the rooms just to see, that way we have maximum draw. We are good to go there. There's a little draw. I mean, you're obviously going to have some restriction because of that vent there versus that vent over here. So it's but man, all the rooms are nice. They're all even temperatured. Everything's good that way. That way it turned out really good. All of them did. Like I said, we got those in there off maybe a 1/2 inch. Got these little white paint here on the edge where I screwed up there, but it's all sealed. Don't feel any hot air coming back. I'm gonna do a temp, and then you've already seen that one, so that one's good to go. And then the final one, this room here, just put that over there. And I told him just to open it because it's going to pull back hot air anyway if you don't. So, plus everything's sized pretty close for the CFM that we need. We don't have a whole lot of extra wasted space. The bathroom's really nice, even with the door shut. Like I said, you still got a lot of air gap underneath of that. We're going to probably seal a few things up in the crawl space with some of that gray crap. And other than that, I think this thing's about done. I've done a performance check on it. When I first did the startup, I made sure that the refrigerant charge is set right and the superheat's good to go. We checked the temperature rise or drop, whatever. I checked it in heat, checked it in cool. That's the same crap we do all the time, so not a big deal on that. Other than that, that's about it. So it's finally done. It took like 2 or 3 hours to do it. I know most people could have got it done in probably about 45 minutes.
2 or 3 hours?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's got my extension on there, which is a little bit bent. See how good he is? I would have chucked that up just into the drill. So yeah, everything's good. Got filter dryer on the inside. Everything's just Jim flipping dandy. That's about it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully not everybody's
Yeah,
told.
that's not gonna be your outro. No, it ain't.
Yeah, this is it. That's all. That's all. Nothing else.
So long, farewell.
God bless y'all. Thanks so much for
How long
watching.
do you think this video is? You gotta leave it in there.
Huh?
How long do you think this video is? You gotta leave it in there.
How long do I think this video is?
How long do you think this video is? How long has they been watching, basically?
I have no idea.
You have to take a guess.
Right now, I mean, this
49 minutes, 38 seconds.
somewhere in the 49 would be about what we'd probably
Yeah.
cut it down to.
That's my guess.
That's assuming that we just show, you stupid son of a, and grab the ductwork, straighten it up, I ain't leaving it crap like that, you idiot, and things like that. Or no, we're not going to burn the house down and do something half-ass, you know. I'm not killing my grandkids right today, you know, stuff like that. If we can cut some of that stuff out of there, it'd probably be all right. Still need to jam some insulation back there in the electrical panel area. And we'll do a thermal imager, because, I mean, most of these walls are all a foot, foot and a half from the top. They blew that insulation crap that you've seen in the attic into the walls because they're idiots. And it's settled. And that's why they don't have any insulation in the walls at the top. So they've got a lot of infiltration there, and it's just...
It's so quiet.
Yeah, it is quiet,
Thank
ain't
goodness.
it? Ain't it quiet?
Wow. Here, turn the... Well, it doesn't matter. That's so much louder. Silence.
I mean, I can hear it, but...
It's pretty quiet compared to what it used to be with it open. Hardly even know it's in there.
Now, keep in mind, if you shut all these red doors, that air is not going to pull past to the thermostat. So it'll have to be pulled from the living room, which, you know, we got 2 8s and a 7 back here in the back.
Yeah.
Should sense the air pretty good. Dip. That's all, folks. Later. Well, that concludes this video. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch all 6 episodes. I really do appreciate you taking the time to do it. I appreciate all the really nice gestures and comments left down below. And until next time, thanks for watching, everybody.